Hello, this is Chad Middleton from Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting here in Columbia, South Carolina. I am a vocational expert, and I am called upon by the federal government as a contractor to provide vocational expert services about claimants' ability to work various jobs. I have been trained, I have worked in the uh, vocational rehabilitation field for over 20 years. And I've also worked with the Department of Veterans Affairs as a vocational rehabilitation counselor as well. Vocational experts are experts that assist with identifying jobs that you can perform in the national economy. We're the vocational experts, which means that as far as the physical and mental demands of jobs and how these jobs are described in the national economy compared to your disabilities and your limitations that are imposed by your uh, disability or disabling conditions, we can determine whether or not you will be successful or not successful working various jobs in the national economy. But specifically me, vision counseling and vocational consulting, um, my expertise as a contractor with Social Security, as well as a vocational rehabilitation counselor with the Department of Veterans Affairs, I become a benefit to those that are applying for TDIU benefits with the Department of Veterans Affairs. Because of my experience, I understand the terminology, I understand what the VA is looking for, and I understand medical terminology when it comes to your disabilities and your limitations. Okay? So, a vocational expert is very helpful in determining whether or not you can get TDIU benefits. Okay. And what I'm finding out in my over 10 years doing this work in the private industry is that the VA has a very difficult time uh, overriding a vocational evaluation report. Okay. Medical doctors can say whether or not they feel that you can go to work or not, but they're not work experts. Okay. They're medical experts. Only thing a medical expert can tell us is what your limitations are. Okay. You're having problems with sitting, standing, you have a problem with working in large crowds, you have a depression, you have anxiety. These are limitations. And what a vocational expert does is look at these limitations and determine whether your job will be impacted by your disability. For example, if you have PTSD, but you're working at the Department of Corrections, a very volatile work environment, a very hazardous work environment, it's very likely that your PTSD would impact your ability to work as a correctional officer. Your PTSD also may impact your ability to work as a EMT, emergency medical technician. Okay. Your PTSD may impact your ability to work uh, as a fireman. Okay. Because of the trauma, the anxiety, the hypervigilance that you experience because of your medical condition, it will not allow you to be successful in a job that has these types of hazards or these types of environments. Another example, if you have a 40% rating for a back condition, if you have a 40% rating for a back condition and you have limitations in your ability to bend, you have limitations in your ability to lift heavy objects, it's very likely because of this disability, you will have problems working as a automobile mechanic or as a HVAC technician or as a truck driver. Okay, these jobs all require heavy lifting, prolonged sitting, those types of things that will aggravate your back. So those types of positions are considered not suitable positions. So as a vocational expert, we're looking at your service-connected disabilities, And we're comparing your service-connected disabilities to jobs as they exist in the national economy. And if the results of this evaluation suggest that there are no jobs that you can perform in the national economy due to the extent and severity of your medical conditions or your service-connected conditions, uh, that information can be used to support a TDIU claim. A lot of veterans are applying for TDIU. They're out of work because of retirement. They're out of work because they can't find a job. They're out of work because their disabilities prevent them from working, but you're sitting at 70, 80, 90% disabled. You qualify for TDIU, but you don't have the evidence to support getting TDIU benefits. Contact our office and schedule an assessment or a consultation first. Consultation is important because if we can't help you, we won't do an evaluation on you. Okay? If we feel that there are jobs that you could perform with the limitations that you currently have, we will let you know what those jobs are, those potential jobs are, and refer you to other steps that could help you along your way, so to speak. But if you meet the qualifications or you're eligible for TDIU, and after a consultation, we determine that you are a good candidate for our services, we will then ask you to submit to us your medical documentation, your vocational documentation, any information that's going to support what you say in that first consultation. All right. So if you're 10%, you're 20%, you're 30%, you're 40%, your award letters that show that you have these disabilities and these limitations are very substantial, and they help us in determining what your limitations are. Okay, so we create a vocational profile on you on what jobs we feel that you're able to do based on your limitations. And if you have mental limitations, you have functional limitations from your physical disabilities, we combine these two to determine what's your likelihood of success with these conditions and finding and maintaining a suitable job. If we determine after looking at your medical records, after talking with you during the initial consultation, that there are no jobs that you can perform, we will put this information in writing, and you can use this as your support, your evidence to support your TDIU claim. We are nationally certified, which means that no matter where you are in the US of A, this documentation that can be provided to you in your claim is unrefutable. Okay. Now, a medical doctor may come in and make a claim about whether or not they believe you can work. But as far as the validity of the report and the credentials that we have here at Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting, the VA is going to have to hire another vocational expert in order to refute the information vocationally in your claim about your ability to work. Okay, so hopefully you're following me, you're picking up what I'm putting down. These services are designed for people who are not working, who can't work, have a difficult time maintaining work. Now, I know there's a lot of circumstances where I'm about to retire, where I have a part-time job, or I'm working for myself. Those are particular situations. We can talk about that in your consultation. But for a majority of people that are unable to work, a vocational evaluation will be helpful. Okay. And I want to talk about quickly before I go about the VA reducing your rating. All right. I have a lot of veterans reaching out to me saying, hey, I'm at 90%, but I'm scared to file for TDIU because the VA might drop my rating to 70%, or they might take my rating back. First of all, let me say this. The VA is not in business to take your disabilities away. Have they done that before? Absolutely, they have. All right. But a lot of times they reduce your benefits if you have, let's say, for instance, you have a future exam date. In other words, they give you 50% now or 70% now, and they're going to reevaluate you in 3 years to see if your condition has improved or not. That is not permanent in total. That is a conditional or provisional rating based on a future exam date. All right, that's one. Number two would be number two would be if you have a situation where you're reopening a claim that you're already rated for. Okay, you're reopening a claim and you give them information, you give the VA information that suggests that your rating has improved, your condition has improved. The VA, if they decide to decrease your rating, they have to send you an adverse action letter and letting you know that they are proposing to reduce your rating for a particular reason. The VA does never just reduce your rating just because. They have to have information to suggest your condition has improved for them to reduce your rating. Okay, so to refute what's been said out there to some of my veterans, the VA is not going to arbitrarily just reduce your rating. There has to be new material evidence to support your condition improving. And that usually comes from you, or usually comes from you applying for or reopening a claim that has already been already has been adjudicated. Okay, so for some of my veterans that are fearful because they're afraid the VA is going to take away their disability, um, you have to ask yourself, why would they do that? If your condition is better and you have a claim open, having them to reduce the claim or having them to explore the claim that you have, then it's, if you are better, if they have results or any information to support your condition improving, yes, that is a likelihood. However, it's not a practice that the VA does arbitrarily. Okay? So I wanted to let my veterans know that this is not a practice the VA has. Now, have they done it before? Yes, they have. But usually it's information that is given by the vet that warrants your condition improving. You go to a CMP exam, you say, yeah, I wasn't working when I filed for TDIU, but now I'm working a part-time job as an Uber driver. That information goes in your report. The VA gets that information, say, wait, this person is TDIU, but they have a claim. They're getting benefits for TDIU, but now they're working. Well, based on that information, we're going to propose to decrease your 100% TDIU rating to 90% due to the fact that you are currently working when we awarded your benefits because you couldn't work. Okay, that is how that works. So if you want some more information, if you want to talk about that a little bit more, you can talk to me in an initial consultation. Call our office 803-563-5087. Set up a consultation and let's talk about it. Okay, I want to talk about your evidence to support your reasons why you're not working, the severity of your conditions. Why do you feel like you're unable to work? I want to find that information out. And I also want to look at your medical documentation, your rating decisions, your DBQs, if you have them, your resume, your history of employment. And I want to create a vocational picture of you so that I can provide the documentation, the evidence to convince the VA that you have completed a thorough, comprehensive vocational evaluation to support our reasons to believe that there are no jobs that you can perform with these limitations. Okay? So check us out. We're on the East Coast. No matter where you are, you can be in Panama, you can be in Puerto Rico, you can be in Germany, wherever you are. If you're in a place where they have a VA regional office where you'll be entitled to benefits, we can provide you with these services. We will set up a Zoom session like what I'm using right now. We'll set up a Zoom session. We will sit down and we will talk. We will get information, data collection. I will have you to fill out an intake form, and then we will start the assessment process. Okay? Vocational expert, VA experience, Social Security, current contractor with the Social Security Administration as a vocational expert. You need someone with my credentials on your side. If you don't have me, Get somebody that has the credentials, the education, the experience that's going to help you get your TDIU benefits. All right. You can get TDIU benefits without a vocational expert. Let me say that again. You can. However, it's been my experience over the last 20 years that it's going to be very difficult for you to get it, or you have to be really, really severe in your medical conditions, or you have to have evidence of your job being medically retired or letting you go due to problems related to your service-connected disabilities. They have to have that in writing. Okay, so didn't mean for this recording to be so long, but I want to encourage you out there to get in contact with us. Go ahead and start requesting your DBQs. For some of my vets, it's taken 6 months to get a copy of your DBQs. 6 months. You don't have to wait that long to start this process up. But if you do wait until you get it, that could be evidence that we use in the report. Okay, so get in contact with our office, set up an appointment, and let's start the process of getting you your TDIU benefits. If we believe you can work, we won't do a report. All right. God bless you. I hope you stay safe. I hope you get the benefits you deserve. And if you need our services, get in contact with our office as soon as possible. God bless you. Have a great evening. We'll see you soon.